Olivia Carter glanced around the grand hall aboard Unity Station, a neutral meeting ground floating silently between stars. Representatives from different species moved about, some chatting quietly, others examining artifacts displayed neatly around the room. She adjusted her uniform nervously. Though she was an experienced engineer on the spaceship Aurora, social events always made her feel slightly out of place. A gentle voice interrupted her thoughts. "Human gatherings seem so lively," it said. Olivia turned and faced an alien diplomat. She recognized as an Arvith named Zira. Her smooth blue skin shimmered softly in the gentle lighting, and her eyes were large and curious. "Well, humans do enjoy company," Olivia replied, smiling warmly. "But this isn't just a human event. It's meant for all species to exchange ideas and friendship." Zira tilted her head thoughtfully. "Friendship is a fascinating concept among my people, but perhaps not as openly expressed as humans do." Intrigued, Olivia found herself drawn into conversation. "How do the Arvith build relationships?" Zira's eyes brightened. "We build connections carefully, usually through shared experiences and understanding." They continued chatting, gradually moving away from the crowd. Olivia felt increasingly relaxed, appreciating Zira's calm and thoughtful manner. They talked about their worlds, families, and duties. Olivia shared her love for engineering and the satisfaction she found in fixing things. Zira expressed admiration for humans' adaptability and emotional openness. Hours passed swiftly, unnoticed by either. Eventually, the hall grew quieter as attendees started leaving. Olivia looked around, startled by the dwindling crowd. "We seem to have lost track of time," Zira noted softly. "Would you care to continue our conversation elsewhere?" Olivia hesitated, surprised by the invitation, but quickly nodded. "Yes, I'd like that very much." Together, they walked slowly along corridors lit by soft lights, stopping at a viewing window overlooking the vastness of space. Stars glittered in endless darkness, creating a peaceful atmosphere. "I often wonder how humans feel when looking at the stars," Zira mused. Olivia gazed thoughtfully at the view. "It makes me feel small but also connected. We all share this universe. It's comforting in a way." Zira nodded, a small smile forming. "Comforting, I understand. Our kind sometimes forgets the beauty and simplicity." Olivia chuckled softly. "Humans tend to complicate things too much. Sometimes simplicity is exactly what we need." Their shared laughter echoed lightly in the empty corridor. They continued to talk, each sharing more personal stories. Olivia felt an unfamiliar warmth blossoming between them. Despite their obvious differences, something about Zira made her feel at ease. Finally, they reached Zira's quarters. The diplomat paused, looking directly into Olivia's eyes. "I've never connected with anyone this quickly," she admitted gently. Olivia felt her heartbeat quicken, sensing a deeper meaning behind Zira's words. "Neither have I," she confessed quietly. "This has been a wonderful evening." Zira hesitated, clearly choosing her words carefully. "Would you like to come in for a moment?" Olivia nodded without hesitation. "Yes." Inside, the room was softly illuminated, minimalistic yet comfortable. They sat close together, silence settling comfortably between them. "I've learned so much from you tonight," Zira said, breaking the quiet. "And I from you," Olivia replied, her voice barely above a whisper. She felt deeply drawn to Zira's calm presence. Slowly, almost hesitantly, Zira reached out and gently took Olivia's hand. The touch felt warm and reassuring, sending shivers down Olivia's spine. "This feels natural," Olivia murmured softly, marveling at the delicate yet profound connection forming between them. "Yes," Zira whispered, leaning closer. "I never imagined experiencing something like this with a human." "Neither did I," Olivia sighed, feeling her pulse quicken. They moved closer, the distance between them dissolving into a tender embrace. Their worlds faded away as they connected deeply, united in curiosity and mutual affection. Hours later, Olivia woke gently, feeling calm and deeply content. She turned her head slightly, smiling when she saw Zira peacefully asleep beside her. Memories from the night brought warmth to her cheeks and a quiet happiness to her heart. Little did Olivia know, this single unplanned night was about to set into motion events neither of them could possibly foresee. Their shared moment of connection was destined to change their lives forever. Zira stood in front of the mirror in her quarters on Unity Station. Her skin looked a little duller than usual, and her eyes felt heavy. She had not been sleeping well for several days. Strange feelings kept her awake at night. Her body felt different, but she could not explain how. She placed a hand on her stomach. There was a soft ache there. It was not painful, but it felt new and strange. Her mind returned to the night she had spent with Olivia. That evening had been full of warmth, emotion, and closeness. But could that one night be the reason she felt this way now? She shook her head. It did not make sense. Humans and Arvith were completely different. Their biology should not mix like this. Still, the strange feelings in her body continued. Zira tried to focus on her work, but her concentration faded quickly. She found herself losing track of simple tasks. Her hands trembled slightly, and her emotions felt stronger than usual. She cried during a calm music piece from her homeworld, something that had never happened before. After another sleepless night, she knew she had to speak to Olivia. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was just stress or something simple. But deep down, she felt it was more. Zira walked through the quiet halls of Unity Station and made her way to the Aurora dock nearby. She asked for Olivia and waited in the guest area. A few minutes later, Olivia entered the room, her face lighting up when she saw Zira. "Zira, it's good to see you," Olivia said with a warm smile. "Is everything okay?" Zira looked uncertain. "I don't know. I need to talk to you, alone." Olivia nodded quickly and led her to a private room. She offered Zira a seat and sat across from her. "I've been feeling strange," Zira began. "My body is changing. My emotions are stronger. I feel tired, and there's an ache in my lower body. I don't understand what's happening." Olivia listened carefully. "Have you seen a doctor?" Zira shook her head. "Not yet. I wanted to talk to you first. I keep thinking about our night together. I know it's not possible, but could it be connected?" Olivia frowned slightly, her mind racing. It shouldn't be. Humans and Arvith are too different. But your symptoms sound familiar, almost like early pregnancy. Zira looked at her with wide eyes. "Pregnancy? But how? Is that even possible?" "I don't know," Olivia admitted, "but we can find out. Let me take you to our medical officer. He's smart and careful. If anyone can help, it's him." Later that day, they met with Dr. Ethan Brooks in the Aurora's medical bay. Ethan greeted them with a calm smile. "How can I help you today?" he asked. Olivia spoke first. "Zira isn't feeling well. She's showing some strange symptoms, and we're not sure what's causing them." Ethan turned to Zira. "Tell me everything you're feeling." Zira explained everything clearly. Ethan listened without judgment. He ran a full scan and took samples for more detailed tests. After a while, he asked them to wait while he examined the results. The wait felt long. Olivia and Zira sat in silence, both deep in thought. Finally, Ethan returned with a serious look on his face. "This is unexpected," he said slowly. "Zira, you are in the early stages of pregnancy." Zira stared at him. "But how is that possible?" Ethan took a deep breath. "It's extremely rare, and it shouldn't happen. But the data is clear. Somehow, your body is supporting the development of a hybrid embryo. The genetic material is part human and part Arvov." Olivia looked shocked. "So it's real?" Ethan nodded. "Yes. I can't explain how, but it's real. This has never happened before." Zira sat quietly, her mind overwhelmed. She felt a mix of fear and wonder. A new life was growing inside her. A life that was half her and half Olivia. Olivia reached out and gently held Zira's hand. "We'll figure this out together. You're not alone." Zira squeezed her hand back, her eyes full of emotion. "Thank you. I don't know what comes next, but I feel better knowing you're with me." Outside the medical bay, news had not yet spread. But deep inside, both Olivia and Zira knew that everything was about to change. This was not just a personal journey anymore. It was something that could shake the whole galaxy. The news of Zira's pregnancy stayed between the three of them for now. Olivia, Zira, and Dr. Ethan Brooks met often in the medical bay. They spoke in quiet voices, always checking to make sure no one else could hear. The situation was sensitive. No one knew how others would react. Ethan kept studying Zira's condition. Every day he looked more puzzled, but also amazed. "Her body is changing," he said to Olivia one evening. "It is adapting to the human cells. This kind of biological response is unheard of." Zira sat nearby, calm but thoughtful. "Will the baby survive?" Ethan gave a small smile. "So far, everything looks stable. The baby is growing slowly but safely. Your body is doing something I didn't think was possible." Olivia looked at Zira, then at the screen showing the small shape inside her. "It's still hard to believe." "It's a miracle," Ethan said simply. They kept things quiet, but it was only a matter of time before others started noticing. Zira's duties as a diplomat became harder. She felt tired more often. Some of her colleagues asked if she was ill, but she always smiled and said she was just resting more. On the Aurora, crew members started to wonder why Olivia spent so much time in the medical bay. A few whispers spread, but no one asked questions. Directly. Then one day, Captain Laura Bennett called Olivia to her office. Olivia walked in and stood straight, trying to look calm. "You've been busy," the captain said. "Yes, ma'am. I've been helping Dr. Brooks with a private medical matter." Captain Bennett looked at her for a moment. "Is it about the Arvith diplomat?" "Zira?" Olivia hesitated. "Yes, but I can't say more without her permission." The captain nodded slowly. "I won't press you. But be careful. We are in a delicate place right now. Unity Station is full of eyes and ears." Olivia left the office feeling more nervous than before. She went straight to Zira. "People are starting to notice," she said. Zira nodded. "I know. We cannot hide forever." Later that week, Ethan asked to speak with both of them. They met in the quiet medical room. Ethan looked serious. "I've studied the scans again," he said. "This child is not just a mix of DNA. Her body is creating something new, a new kind of being." Zira looked worried. "Will she be safe?" "I believe so," Ethan said. "But this changes everything. If the news gets out, it could cause panic. Or curiosity. Or worse." Olivia leaned forward. "What do we do?" Ethan sighed. "I think you should prepare for others to find out. We can't keep this secret forever." As expected, news spread sooner than they hoped. A young officer accidentally saw one of the medical scans. He didn't understand all the details, but he knew it was something strange. He told someone, who told someone else. Within 2 days, rumors flew through Unity Station. A human and an Arvith had created life together. Leaders of both species requested meetings. Messages arrived from Earth and the Arvith High Council. Captain Bennett called a full meeting on board. The Aurora, Zira stood beside Olivia in front of the senior officers. Captain Bennett looked serious but calm. "I've spoken with both governments," she said. "They want answers. But more than that, they want control." Zira raised her voice gently. "This child is not a threat. She is a symbol of something new. We should protect her, not fear her." One officer shook his head. "The galaxy isn't ready for this." "What if people panic?" Olivia stepped forward. "Then we help them understand. This isn't just about fear. It's about hope." Captain Bennett held up her hand. "Enough. We must speak carefully. Every word we say now could shape the future." Over the next few days, officials from both sides arrived at Unity Station. Meetings took place in secret rooms. Reports were written and sent across the galaxy. Some people called the baby a miracle. Others called her a danger. Zira stayed mostly in her quarters, with Olivia by her side. They spoke often, holding hands and finding comfort in each other. "I didn't expect this," Zira whispered one night. "I didn't plan for any of it," Olivia nodded. "Neither did I, but I don't regret it." Zira smiled softly. "Me neither." Outside their small world, pressure continued to grow. News outlets demanded interviews. Scientists requested access to tests. Diplomats argued about who had the right to decide what happened next. In the middle of it all, a small life kept growing quietly and steadily, a life that no one had expected. A life that might change everything. The news of the hybrid baby spread quickly across the galaxy. People from many planets wanted to know more. Some were excited, while others were afraid. On Earth, leaders held emergency meetings. On the Arvith home world, the High Council gathered in silence. Everyone had questions, and few had answers. Unity Station became the center of attention. Ships arrived from far places. Reporters waited outside. Scientists, politicians, and leaders walked through the halls with serious faces. Inside, Olivia and Zira stayed close together. They felt like the whole universe was watching them. Captain Laura Bennett worked hard to keep peace. She met with human and Arvith leaders every day. Her job was not easy. Some people wanted to celebrate the baby. Others wanted to separate Olivia and Zira. One morning, Olivia sat in the medical bay with Zira. They held hands and watched the small screen showing their baby growing inside. "She's strong," Olivia said softly. Zira nodded. "She has to be." Just then, Captain Bennett entered the room. Her face looked tired. "We have a problem," she said. They listened as the captain explained. A group of human leaders believed the baby could be dangerous. They wanted to take control of the situation. At the same time, some Arvith leaders thought Zira had betrayed her people. They believed she had brought shame to their culture. "They want to separate both of you," the captain said, "and take the child when she is born." Zira's eyes filled with fear. Olivia stood up quickly. "No, we won't let them. This is our child." Captain Bennett raised her hands. "I'm not going to let that happen. But the pressure is growing. I need to protect my ship, my crew, and both of you." Later that day, a meeting was held on Unity Station. Human and Arvith officials sat around a large table. Olivia and Zira were invited to speak. Cameras recorded everything. The whole galaxy would see their words. Zira stood up first. "I did not plan this, but it happened. Life found a way. This child is not a mistake. She is a chance to understand each other better." Some people nodded. Others looked angry. Then Olivia spoke. "We are not asking for permission to love. We are asking for a chance to raise our child in peace. This is not just about science or rules. It's about family." After the meeting, the room was silent. No decision was made. The leaders returned to their ships to think. But the message had been heard. In the following days, people across the galaxy shared their opinions. Some supported Olivia and Zira. Others warned of danger. Messages arrived from humans and Arvith who had fallen in love in secret. For the first time, those voices felt heard. But not everyone was peaceful. A group calling themselves the Guardians of Purity sent a message. They said the baby must not live. They blamed both species for crossing lines that should not be crossed. Captain Bennett called for stronger security. Guards were posted near Olivia and Zira's quarters. The ship was locked down, but the danger felt closer every day. Zira sat quietly in her room that night. Olivia joined her and sat close. "Do you regret anything?" Zira asked. Olivia shook her head. "No, not one thing. Even if the whole galaxy turns against us, I'll still be here." Zira smiled. Her eyes were full of emotion. "Then we'll face it together. The next morning, a strange signal reached Unity Station. A small group of ships was moving toward the station fast. They did not answer any calls. Captain Bennett quickly sent out warnings. We don't know who they are, but they're coming straight for us. Some feared it was the Guardians of Purity. Others feared a rogue group from either species. Olivia and Zero were moved to a safer part of the ship dock. As the unknown ships came closer, everyone waited. Weapons were ready, shields were up, and hearts were racing. But the ship stopped just before reaching the station. Then a message played. We are not your enemy. We are here to protect life. Let them live. The ship stayed close, offering support. They came from small colonies where humans and aliens lived together peacefully. People from many species stood up to say, this child belongs to the future. The mood began to change. Hope started to grow. Back on the ship, Olivia hugged Zira gently. Maybe we're not alone after all. Zira nodded with a soft smile. Maybe the future is closer than we think. The pressure around Olivia and Zira became too much. Every day, new ships arrived at Unity Station. Some were curious. Some were angry. Security was tighter, but threats continued to come. A message arrived from a powerful group on Earth. They wanted Zira taken into custody. At the same time, a message came from the Arvid High Council. They wanted to take the baby when it was born. Captain Bennett met with Olivia and Zira in private. Her face was serious. They are coming, she said. And I don't know if I can stop them this time. Zira's hands tightened around her stomach. Olivia stood and looked the captain in the eye. Then we have to leave. We won't let them take our child. Captain Bennett nodded slowly. I thought you might say that. That's why. I've asked someone I trust to help. Later that evening, Lieutenant Jake Turner met them near the hangar. He was young but clever, with calm eyes and quick hands. I have a small ship ready, he said. It's fast and unmarked. I'll get you out quietly. They said goodbye to Captain Bennett. She hugged them both and whispered, stay safe and protect that child. Under the cover of night, Jake guided them to the ship. It lifted from Unity Station without alarms. They flew through a quiet part of space, avoiding patrols and Ginte cameras. Zira sat near the front, her hand always resting on her stomach. Olivia sat beside her, watching stars blur past. After a long journey, they landed on a small moon. It was quiet, covered in soft blue grass and rocky hills. No one lived there. It had air, shelter, and clean water. Jake helped them set up a safe. Home. No one should find you here, he said. But I'll check in now and then, just in case. He left soon after. Olivia and Zira were finally alone. Life on the moon was quiet and slow. They grew food in small gardens. They walked along the hills in the evening. And every day the baby grew stronger. Zira's health stayed stable, and Olivia did her best to keep everything in order. They laughed often, even during hard times. Their love deepened. Far from ships, politics, and fear, they found peace. One evening, as stars filled the sky, Zira spoke softly. Do you think she'd be happy here? Olivia placed a hand over Zira's. She'll be safe, and we'll teach her everything we know. They named the baby Alara. It was a name that sounded gentle in both human and Arvuth language. One day, while checking supplies outside the shelter, Olivia found a strange signal on the scanner. It was weak, but steady. Her heart dropped. Someone had found them. She ran back to Zira and showed her the reading. Zira stayed calm, but her eyes were full of worry. We need to be ready, she said the next day. Jake's ship landed. Olivia rushed to him. You sent that signal? Jake nodded, looking troubled. I didn't mean to. I gave in the pressure. They made me place a tracker before we left Unity. I didn't want to, but they threatened my family. Zira stepped forward. So they know where we are? Yes, Jake said. But I came to help. I want to fix this. Olivia looked at him with anger and pain. You betrayed us. Jake lowered his head. I know, but I'm not leaving. I'll help you escape again. I owe you that. They had little time. Olivia and Zira packed their things quickly. Jake changed the signal to confuse the trackers. He loaded supplies into his ship dock. As they prepared to leave, Zira paused, holding her stomach. Her breath grew short. It's time, she said. They rushed back inside. Hours passed slowly. Olivia stayed by Zira's side, holding her hand. Finally, in the quiet of their small home, baby Alara was born. She had soft skin with hints of blue and bright eyes full of wonder. Zira held her close, tears running down her face. She's perfect. Olivia kissed both of them gently. She's ours. Just as they finished cleaning up, another signal appeared. A large ship was coming fast. Jake ran inside. We have to leave now. Olivia looked at Zira, who nodded firmly. We're ready. They climbed aboard Jake's ship, with Alara wrapped safely in Zira's arms. The engine started, and they rose into the sky once again. The moon grew small behind them. They didn't know where they would go next, but they had each other. And now they had the LARA. No matter what came next, they would face it together. The ship flew quickly through deep space. Olivia sat beside Zira, who held baby Alara close to her chest. The newborn was quiet, her small eyes looking around, already curious about the world. Olivia could not stop looking at her. She had never seen anything so perfect. Jake Turner sat at the controls, guiding the ship away from the moon. He checked the radar often. We're safe for now, he said, but they'll be following. We need to keep moving. They traveled for hours until they reached an old mining station hidden in an asteroid field. It was cold and empty, long forgotten by others. Jake powered down the ship and turned to them. We can stay here for a while. It's off the grid. No one should find us. Zira looked tired but peaceful. This will do. We just need time to rest. They moved inside and made a small shelter in one of the unused rooms. Olivia prepared food while Zira fed Alara. The baby was calm, as if she knew her family was trying their best. For a few days, life was quiet again. Jake helped fix the old systems in the station. He brought water from the filters and found old power cells that still worked. Olivia trusted him again, little by little. He stayed distant, always trying to do more, maybe to make up for his mistake. Evening, as Alara slept, Olivia and Zira sat together. She's strong, Olivia said. Yes, Zira smiled. Like her mother's, they held hands, sharing a moment of peace. But the silence was broken when Jake ran in with worry on his face. A signal just came through, he said. They found us again. I don't know how. Olivia stood up fast. How much time do we have? Maybe a few hours, Jake replied. We need to decide what to do. Zira held Alara close. I can't keep running. She needs a real home, Jake nodded. There's one last place. A colony in the Vega system. They don't follow Earth or Arvith laws. They help people like you. Can we trust them? Olivia asked. I think so, Jake said. It's your best chance. They packed quickly. Olivia kept Alara close while Jake powered up the ship again. But just as they prepared to leave, a voice came through the old station speakers. This is Commander Ryle of the Joint Council Fleet. You are ordered to surrender. Olivia's heart sank. They're already here. Jake looked at the scanner. One ship. Maybe they think we won't resist. Zira stood, strong and calm. Then we make them believe we are gone. Jake activated a false signal, showing their ship, escaping in the opposite direction. Then he shut off all systems and made the station go dark. They waited in silence. Minutes felt like hours. Footsteps echoed in the halls outside. Olivia held her breath. Zira whispered soft words to Alara, who stayed quiet. Then the steps faded. The ship outside moved away, following the fake signal. Jake turned the power back on. It worked. But not for long. They'll find out. They launched fast. The ship moved quietly through the asteroid field, careful not to make noise. Olivia sat near Zira, holding her hand. Elar was asleep again. "This can't go on forever," Olivia said. "We need a real plan." "We're almost there," Jake said. "The Vega colony is 3 hours away." As they reached the edge of the Vega system, a message came through. It was from the colony. A woman's face appeared on the screen. "We've been expecting you. Land at Dock 4. You're safe here." The ship landed on a quiet platform. The air was warm, the sky a soft purple. People welcomed them with gentle words. A family took them to a small house made of stone and glass. Olivia looked around in awe. Children of many species played nearby. Humans, Arvith, and others lived together, without fear. "You are not the first," their guide said. "But your child may be the most special." Inside their new home, Olivia and Zira sat with Elar between them. "We made it," Olivia whispered. Zira nodded, eyes full of tears. "This is where she will grow." Jake stood at the door, ready to leave. "I'll stay nearby. If you ever need help, just call." Olivia walked over. "Thank you for everything. Even after the mistake." Jake smiled sadly. "You saved something important. I just helped." As he walked away, Olivia closed the door and returned to her family. Outside, the stars shined quietly over the peaceful colony. Elara opened her eyes and looked around. She was home now. Zira looked out the window of her small room on Unity Station. The stars shone quietly, far away from all the voices and worries inside. She placed her hand on her stomach and took a slow breath. The baby was almost ready to come. Olivia sat close by, holding Zira's other hand. Both were quiet, listening to the soft sounds of the station at night. All around them, the world felt tense. News of the coming baby had spread across the galaxy. Some people called her a symbol of peace, but others were still afraid. Security was tight. Guards watched the halls. No one could enter the medical bay without permission. Messages came every hour from leaders on both sides. Some wanted to help, some wanted to control, and some wanted to stop what was happening. Ethan was busy every day. He watched Zira's health carefully and checked all the machines. He talked to experts on Earth and the Arvith homeworld, trying to keep everything safe and calm. Even Captain Bennett spent time in the medical bay, sitting with Zira and Olivia, making sure they felt protected. One evening, as Zira rested, the baby kicked harder than before. Olivia smiled and put her hand there too. "She's strong?" Olivia said. Zira nodded, feeling both happy and scared. She wondered if the world was ready for someone like her child. The next day, something changed. Alarms went off on Unity Station. Ethan ran into the room. "We have to move you now," he said. "Some people are trying to break into the medical wing." Olivia helped Zira up, and together they hurried down the back halls. Guards led them to a safer room deeper inside the station. Zira felt her heart race, but she tried to stay calm for the baby. She looked at Olivia, who gave her a brave smile. "No matter what happens, I am with you," Olivia said. The noise outside grew louder. Ethan closed the door and turned to them. "Stay here. I'll make sure you're safe." Then he left, locking the door behind him. Time passed slowly in the small room. Zira tried to rest, but worry kept her awake. She thought about her home, her people, and all the humans who watched and waited. Olivia squeezed her hand and told her stories about Earth to help her feel calm. Suddenly, Zira felt a sharp pain. It was time. Olivia called Ethan right away. He hurried back, bringing his medical kit and a soft smile. "It's time," he said gently. "Don't worry. I'm here." The birth was not easy. Zira's body was different, and the baby was part human and part Arvuth. Ethan did his best, speaking softly, helping Zira through every pain and fear. Olivia stayed by her side, holding her hand, whispering words of love. After many long hours, the baby was born. She was small, with soft skin and bright eyes. She looked at her mothers, quiet but alert. Ethan smiled with relief. "She's healthy," he said. "She's perfect." Zira held her daughter close, tears running down her face. Olivia hugged them both. For a moment, the world outside did not matter. Only the new life in their arms felt real. Later, Captain Bennett came to see them. She stood by the bed and looked at the baby with wonder. "The galaxy will be different now," she said. "But maybe it will be better." Outside, the news spread quickly. Some people celebrated, others protested, but many watched in hope. Leaders sent messages of peace, and some even asked to visit the baby. Unity Station became a place of talk and new ideas. People from both sides wanted to see the child and learn from her. Zira and Olivia stayed close, keeping their daughter safe. They named her Myra, a name that meant peace in both their languages. Every day, more people came to understand what she meant. She was proof that two worlds could join together and make something new. Myra grew stronger each day. She smiled at everyone who visited and reached out with small hands. Scientists studied her gently and found that she was healthy and unique. Diplomats wrote new rules, hoping to keep her safe. Some old fears faded, replaced by hope and curiosity. Zira, Olivia, and Myra walked the halls of Unity Station together. People greeted them with smiles, and some even thanked them for showing a new way forward. Zira felt proud and also a little afraid. The future was unknown, but she believed that Myra would help bring the two worlds closer. As the stars shone outside the station, Myra slept peacefully, her mothers beside her. In the quiet of the night, Olivia whispered, "Everything has changed, but we have each other." Zira nodded, holding her family close. Together, they faced a new world that waited for them, full of hope and new beginnings.